The next topic that we are going to discuss now is the topic known as the role of zero. The role of zero. We know that zero is a whole number. So zero have some role to play, or rather we can say no role to play also. In case of addition, subtraction, the zero does not have any role. So we will learn about the role of zero in these cases. That is the closure property, the commutativity and the associativity. What role zero has, we will learn now. So first of all, we will find out the role of zero for a whole number in case of addition. So in case of addition, when you add zero, what happens? So when you add zero to any whole number, the result remains same. So example are given here. 5 plus 0 remains 5. So it remains as a whole number. Now let us consider an integer. I have taken minus 2. So minus 2 is an integer. So if I add 0 with an integer, what happens over there? It remains as minus 2 only. So it will remain as an integer. Thirdly, if I take an example of a rational number, I took 7 by 6 here. Now if I add 0 to 7 by 6, it will remain as 7 by 6. So it will remain as a rational number only. What I mean to make you all understand is that if you add 0 to any type of number, whether it is whole number, integer or rational number, the result will be same only. That means that in addition, for closure property, all the results are same in case of 0. For subtraction also, we can say that the results will be same, as because 0 doesn't have any value, so it will not alter the value of any integer, rational number or whole number. So it will all remain same. But for multiplication and division, there are different cases. So let us now see other examples as well. In case of commutativity, we will not use the associativity, as we know that in associativity there are more than two numbers required. So we are dealing with 0 only. So 0 is a single number, so one more number can be put. So we will not have three numbers. So that is why associativity is not applicable. We will only see the commutativity role in 0. Here you see that one example I took here is 5. So along with 5 I added 0, so the result remains as 5 only. Similarly, by changing the position, we know that in commutativity we have to change the position of the numbers. So when I changed the position, I brought 0 at the first and put 5 at the back. So the result remains same, 5 only. Second one, I took an integer, that is minus 8. So along with minus 8 I added 0. So the result is minus 8. I meant to say that minus 8 was put first and 0 was put at the side. So the result became minus 8 again. I changed the numbers position, brought 0 at first, put minus 8 at the back or at the second one. So again the result remains as minus 8 only. Thirdly, the example that I took is minus 2 by 7, a rational number. I added 0 with that, which was at the second position. After adding, result was minus 2 by 7. As usual, the result will be same. Similarly, I changed the position, I swapped the position and found out the results are same only, that is minus 2 by 7. So from that, we have seen that by adding the rational number, the integer and the whole number, the results remain same in commutativity as well as in the closure property. Associativity, we say that it will not be applied. So from that we can understand that 0 is also called as the additive identity. Now what does it mean? Additive identity means when you add 0 to any kind of number, or subtract any kind of number by 0, the result will remain same. It will be identical. Though it is known as additive identity, that means that if you add 0 to any kind of number, the result will remain identical. What you have on one left hand side, the result after addition will be same, identical to your left hand side's number. So therefore it is known as the additive identity. Okay, so 0 is, remember that 0 is also called as additive identity. We will utilize this additive identity name later on when we will do the exercise questions. So this is it. The next rule or the property we will understand and learn is the role of 1. So we will see what is the role of 1 now. The property now we are discussing is the role of 1. Okay. Now first, in the earlier property what we had discussed is the role of 0, and 0 was called as the additive identity. Now we will discuss about the role of 1. We will take example of integers, whole numbers and rational numbers, and we will find out what happens when 1 is multiplied to these kind of numbers. We will find out. Have a look here. First of all, we've taken an example of a whole number. The example that we took is 4. So when I multiply 1 along with 4, the result becomes 4. That means the result becomes same only. When I took an example of an integer, that is -7, and multiplied 1 with -7, that is an integer, the result we have got here is -7. So again we can say that after multiplying with an integer, the result becomes integer only, the same result comes. When I took an example of a rational number, that is 2 by 5, and multiplied 1 with 2 by 5, again the result is 2 by 5 only, and which is a rational number. So from there we can see that by multiplying the whole number, integer or rational numbers with 1, you will get the same kind of number that you are multiplying with. So from that we can say that it is also called as multiplicative identity. Remember everyone that 1 is also known as the multiplicative identity. What does it mean? When you multiply 1 with any kind of number, it will remain the same. It will not change. It will remain the same, and that is why it is known as the multiplicative identity. Identity means identical, means same. So remember, 1 is also called as the multiplicative identity. Okay. Now let us go to the next topic of discussion. The topic that we are going to discuss now is the additive inverse. Okay. First of all, let me explain it to you all that what does the word inverse means. Inverse means which is reverse or just opposite to a certain thing, which is just opposite, which is known as inverse. So here, since we are dealing with the numbers like whole number, integers and rational numbers, we have to find out something which is just opposite to that particular given number, and the result should come as 0. So we will have a look at some of the examples that I have done here. Let us have a look. First of all, I took an example of a whole number. Whole number was taken as 2. So what will be the opposite to 2? If you see the number line, the number which is just opposite to 2 is -2. So you have to add, since the name is additive inverse, what you have to add? You have to add -2 with that. You have to add -2 with 2 to get a result as 0. Okay. Again, one more example. Let us take an example of an integer. So the integers example that I took now is -5. So if you add What would you add with minus 5? Since we are dealing with additive inverse, that means it should be just opposite to the number given to you. So the number given to you is minus 5. So what is the opposite number to minus 5 that you are going to add to make it 0? Minus 5's opposite number would be plus 5. Okay, so when you are having minus 5, what do you have to add? It is plus 5 to make it 0. Here you can see that what is the additive inverse in these two cases. For the first case, the additive inverse is minus 2. In the second case, the additive inverse is plus 5. So I have referred to them as the additive inverse. These were the additive inverse, just opposite. If you have a plus number, you will add a minus number. If you have a minus number, you will add a plus number. So that is how. The third example that we are having here is 7 by 2. 7 by 2 is a rational number. Now what would you add with 7 by 2 to make it 0? So what would you add? You would add minus 7 by 2. Very simple. Just opposite. If you have a plus number, just make it negative. Plus 7 by 2. You will add minus 7 by 2. So when you will add 7 by 2 with minus 7 by 2, the result will become 0. Therefore, we can say that minus 7 by 2 is an additive inverse. Okay. So this is it. This is done. So we have understood what is additive inverse when you add a certain number which is just opposite to that particular given number and the result becomes 0. The number is known as the additive inverse. The examples are given here. The examples of additive inverse, what we have done here, that is minus 2, 5, minus 7 by 2. These are the additive inverse. Done. Next topic that we are going to discuss is the multiplicative inverse. What is multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative means we have to multiply. Multiplication. Inverse means which is reverse of that. Ulta or reverse. Now you remember you have done reciprocation in your previous classes. What is reciprocation? How a number is, if you reciprocate, it will just go upside down. Suppose for example, if you have 2 by 5. So if you reciprocate, the number will become 5 by 2. So the numerator will go to the denominator's place and denominator will go to the numerator's place. Just change the position of the number. That is known as reciprocation. And that is what we have to remember while doing the multiplicative inverse. I have taken 3 of the examples of 3 types of number here: whole number, integers, and the rational number. Have a look. First one is 8. Is a whole number. Now in multiplicative inverse, you have to multiply a number with the given number so that the result becomes 1. Remember that in multiplicative inverse, the result should be coming as 1. In multiplicative inverse, result should be coming as 1. Now what you will multiply with that given number to make it 1? That is the thing you have to do. 8 is there. What will you multiply? Just make it reciprocate. If 8 is there, so 8 has a 1 below it. So if you reciprocate 8, it will become 1 by 8, isn't it? So if 8 is there, 8 is multiplied by which number? Reciprocation of 8. So if you reciprocate, or if what is the reciprocal of 8? The reciprocal of 8 will be 1 by 8. So 8 and 8 will get cancelled. The result will become as 1. The second example which was taken was of an integer. What integer we took? We took minus 5. So when we multiply, what number we should multiply? So obviously we have to do the reciprocation. We have to find out the reciprocal of minus 5. Again, minus 5 has a 1 below it. So if you reciprocate, 1 will go on top, minus or 5 will go at the bottom. So it will become minus 5 into 1 by minus 5. When we cancel these two, the result will become as 1. So Again, we have done the reciprocation. We have found out the reciprocal of the given number, and the result became as 1. Very simple. Just have to reverse it. Just have to flip the number, and you will find the reciprocal of that number. And ultimately, after multiplication, it will become, or the result will become as 1. Here you see, for the third example, I have taken a rational number that is minus 7 by 8. So when I took a number that is minus 7 by 8, so what I have to do to make the result as 1? What I have to multiply, or which number I have to multiply to make it 1? Now, as we know that we have to find the reciprocal, and how to find the reciprocal? Just flip the number. Minus 7 by 8's reciprocal is minus 8 by 7. Is not it? The number will go upside down. So when you see this number, this and this will get cancelled, this and this also will get cancelled, and what will be left out is equal to 1. So thus, this is it. This is the way to find out the multiplicative inverse. So hope you all have understood all the things that I have discussed in today's video. We will start the exercise on our next video. I'll do the questions which are given. I'll try to explain to you all, and then I'll give you the worksheets. You have to do these things by yourself only. So see you in the next video.